Hello, friends.
Hi.
Miss Kelly and Miss Maggie here. We're going to talk to you today about triangles. And I've got another card. Do you see these triangles? Do you know what they are? I'll give you a hint. Two of these are tasty snacks. Can you find which ones they are? Well, this one looks like a birthday hat. And I don't think I would like to eat that. I don't think that sounds very tasty. What about this one? This one is a piece of watermelon cut into a triangle. Watermelon is yummy. Sometimes we have that here over the summer. What about this one? You may not be as familiar with that one. That's what we call a yield sign. And you may see that when you're in the car with your parents. It's a yellow triangle. And it's kind of upside down. The top point is at the bottom. And what about this one? This one definitely is a tasty snack. It looks like a slice of cheese pizza. Do you like pizza? Maggie likes pizza. Miss Kelly likes pizza too. Do you remember when at school Miss Christie would make us some pizza for lunch and how yummy it was? Hopefully we'll be able to do that again soon. But these are our triangle shapes. Triangle. You know it's a triangle because it has three sides. Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3. 3 sides. Miss Maggie's going to show you a couple of examples of triangles that we have in our classroom.
We got our magnets, okay? And what we have is we have these little triangles that can stick together. Okay? And when you put the two together, remember I showed you before when we had squares, two triangles, and look, it's a square that we talked about before. And you can make all sorts of things with those, like on the top of a roof. And then I have, these are a different size, still a triangle, but a different size. And look, this is one of the few things I can make with these, which is really funny. I can make a teepee, I call it my teepee.
A teepee?
Yeah. And you put it on your head as a hat.
Like a birthday hat. Yeah.
And they're blue, the colors I have for this triangle. Blue, yellow, and orange. Okay, remember, there's blue, yellow, orange. So, but this is just different ways to make different kinds of triangles.
And the neat part about triangles is as long as it has 3 sides, it's considered a triangle. So some triangles, like these tall ones, have short bottoms and very tall sides.
There's another.
But this triangle, all 3 sides are the same length.
In this triangle, they
have a big bottom and shorter sides. But they're all 3 different types of triangles.
Yeah.
That's really neat. When you grow up and go to school, you'll learn all about how different shapes make up things it's called math. And it can be a little bit hard, but I know that you can do it. And they'll teach you all about angles and dimensions, all of this stuff. But the most important part is learning the shapes. That's where we start. One of the ways we start to learn our shapes is using something called a shape sorter. Do you have one of these at home? I took them out so that we can put them back in. So it has a top one that I can take off and empty when I fill it up. And it's got different shapes cut out of the top. What is this shape? Do you remember what it's called? It's one long side. It's called a circle. A circle. And what's this one? We just talked about this one last time. It's a square. Squares have 4 sides, and all 4 sides are the same length. Then up here is our triangle. Just like we talked about, like Miss Maggie showed you the blocks. And when we talked about, do you think a piece of pizza could fit into that triangle? And then this is a pentagon. We're not going to talk about the pentagon today. It's kind of a hard shape. It's got more sides than a circle, a square, or a triangle. Can you count the sides with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put one pentagon in. This is our block. And we have to fit it in, and then it pops down to the bottom. You see that? Can we fill it up, do you think? I have 2 circle blocks. They are red circles. Red circles. Which one does it go in? Which one? Does it go in this one where I put the pentagon? Doesn't work. It's not fitting. What about the square? Do you think it'll fit in the square hole? No, it doesn't fit in the square either. Which one should I try next? Do you think I should try this one or this one? Let's try this one. Circle. Oh, and it goes right in. And I'll remember this time we know that it goes in the circle. So it goes in really easily. What other colors do we have? We've got a green triangle and a yellow square. Do you remember where the square is? Do you remember? It's up top. Yellow square. And I'll put my yellow squares in. Yellow square with its 4 sides. Boop. The yellow squares are in. What shape do we have left? We put our circle in. We put our pentagram in, or pentagon. We put our square in. So what's left? Our triangle. Our green triangle block goes in top. 1. Let's count. 2, 3. 3 triangles. Just like the shapes, just like the sides of the triangle. 3 sides, 3 triangles. You see that? And then if we wanted to, we could take the top off, empty it out, and try again. That's how we learn things. We practice. We have to do it a couple of times before we can learn it. So Miss Maggie is going to tell us a story called Tilly the Triangle.
And Miss Kelly's going to draw.
I'm going to draw the story as Miss Maggie reads it. And it's got different shapes.
Okay.
We are ready when you are, Miss Maggie.
It's called Tilly the Triangle. Once there was a triangle called Tilly. Tilly was usually a very happy triangle, but lately she had been feeling very sad. She was unhappy with her shape. She didn't like just having 3 sides to her shape. She admired all the other shapes, like the lovely square with 4 neat sides, and the circle all smooth and full. So Tilly decided to eat more food so she could grow another side. She ate and ate and ate. She ate candy and cookies and ice cream. You guys know what ice cream is. And tasty cream puffs. Tilly ate for 3 days. On the 4th day, she woke up and looked in the mirror. She had another side. She was a square. Oh boy, yelled Tilly, it worked. And now Tilly thought, if I keep on eating, I will change again. So she kept right on eating all the sweet things she could find. Sure enough, after 2 more days, Tilly woke up, looked in the mirror, saw she had become a circle. Small. Tilly was so happy, at least for a while. None of Tilly's friends recognized her. She had to tell them who she was. And worst of all, Tilly couldn't stop eating. The more she ate, the bigger she got. So then she got a big circle. She ate so much. Yep. Tilly called the doctor. He told her she didn't stop eating, she would pop. So Tilly made herself stop. She didn't eat anything. In 2 days, she was not so big. Her circle became small. But Tilly was still lonesome for her old self. In 2 more days, Tilly was a square again. Tilly was happy, but she still wanted to be her old self again. So after 2 more days, it finally happened. Tilly woke up to find things back to normal. Tilly was so happy. She said, I will never do such a silly thing again.
I like that. I think what we can learn from this story is that we can't change who we are.
Mm.
We are exactly who we are meant to be.
And people love you the way you are.
Yeah, you don't have to be a square or a circle. If you're a triangle, then that's who you're meant to be. You're supposed to be a triangle. And we love that. We love those triangles and the squares and the circles in our classrooms. So the most important thing is that you're happy with who you are. That's the most important. So we have talked about squares and circles and triangles. What other shapes do you think we can talk about? We did talk a little bit about some last week, different shapes that we may talk about soon. Things like stars or hearts. Yeah. So why don't you look around your house and see if you can find any other shapes? Can you look for circles or squares or triangles in your house? Or you can look for some stars or hearts. We're getting to the time of year where people celebrate Valentine's Day, and there are a lot of hearts at Valentine's Day.
They're everywhere.
Because it's a nice day to just show people how much you love them. So maybe when you go into the store with your mom or dad, you can look and see if you can see any hearts. I'm not as good as the heart as Miss Maggie. Mine's not really a heart. That's a good heart.
My one finger is getting in the way.
There we go. We'll have to practice that. But so we will talk about some different shapes next week. Until then, look around your house and see what kind of shapes you can find. Okay?
Bye, friends.
All right, bye, friends. See you later.